Hey everyone, it's Justin here, America's Honest Tax Accountant from Number Crunch Nerds. Welcome to part 1 of my all-new video series on why you should consider retiring as soon as you can. And we're going to start today's video with the question, why don't people retire sooner? I mean, there are all these things you could be doing with your time. And how much time is left? How many more vacations are there? How many more summers with the grandkids are there? And not just how much time, how much more quality time when you're still healthy, when you're still vital, while you can still make those memories and have those moments that matter the most. So why don't people retire sooner? Well, it's because they don't know if they will have enough money. You know that's the answer that most people will give. And why don't they know? Well, it's because this is how most Americans do financial planning right here. Step number 1, they say, I don't know if I will have enough money to retire, so I will work longer. And then longer arrives. And then step number 2, they say, I don't know if I will have enough money to retire, so I will work longer. And then longer arrives again. How much time is this? All of this right here. How much of the most valuable portion of people's lives are spent toiling away because they didn't know what else to do? They didn't know if they were prepared. And why didn't they know? Well, the number one reason is because they never actually tried to figure it out. A lot of people talk about retirement planning in theory, but that's where it stops. They don't do anything. So let's take a look at our financial and retirement planning calculator. It's very simple. How about starting your financial planning journey by simply laying out your net worth as of today? Right here, lay out your cash accounts, your brokerage accounts, your digital currency, your emergency funds, your 401ks and IRAs, your special purpose accounts, your Roth accounts, your primary residence, your other real estate, all of your other non-financial assets, your mortgage debt, your vehicle debt, your personal debt, other debts and obligations, and figure out what your net worth is as of today. I bet for a lot of people watching this video, you have never even tried to do that. How are you supposed to manage something if you don't measure it? What gets measured gets managed. You know that. You know how the saying goes, but have you ever even tried to do it? Then how about continuing the process by projecting your post-retirement cash inflow? How much Social Security are you looking at? How much pension and annuity income? How much dividend, interest, and investment income will you have? What is your projected annual income from traditional and Roth IRAs looking like? Let's start laying it out category by category. Let's start figuring out what that cash inflow is really going to look like in your silver years. Next, what are your retirement expenses and what is your post-retirement cash outflow going to look like? Your housing expenses, your healthcare costs, your insurance expenses, your play money that you're going to use to spoil yourself and the grandkids. Have you ever even tried to figure it out? Or is it better just to say, I don't know if I'll have enough money, so I'll just keep working? I don't know. What's better is whatever you think is better. How valuable is that possible extra time to you? What if you could retire just 3 years earlier or 5 years earlier? How valuable are those summers? How valuable are those ski trips and those long walks on the beach with the person that you have spent most of your life with? Only you can decide. Maybe they're valuable, maybe they're not. But if they do have value, remember that the most common mistake of financial planning is simply not to get started. And the second most common mistake is to think that if you're going to do financial planning, it means that you're going to retire next week. No, you're not going to retire next week, but you might be able to retire 3 years earlier or 5 years earlier with the confidence that you are in an appropriate financial position. And that confidence combined with that additional quality time may be the most valuable thing in the world. So lay out a complete financial plan. Type out the numbers and let that plan develop in your mind over the coming weeks and months. By laying it out, you will start thinking about it in numbers, not just in theory. And by thinking about it, you will begin to tweak it and adjust it, and you will take the steps necessary to increase your income, cut your expenses, adjust your rates of return, and you might be surprised. You might just darn well be surprised that when you focus on honing your financial plan, you might just be able to achieve it. Or don't do it. Nobody is going to force you to do it. You have to want to do it. And if you don't believe that, then go into any one of the tens of thousands of retirement homes scattered all across the United States and all over the world, where the meals look like they came out of a can, and ask any of the people you see sitting there if anyone ever forced them to do any financial planning. The only guarantee I will ever give you on this channel is that the answer to that question will be no, every single time. If you're interested in learning more about getting started building out your lifetime financial plan, I do have what is currently a 4-part video series called How to Build a Financial and Retirement Planning Calculator, where we build out from scratch an Excel-based financial planner that works with Microsoft Excel, Apple Numbers, Google Sheets, and LibreOffice. You can find links to that video series in the description below this video, and I will see you in video number 2 of this Why Should You Retire As Soon As You Can video series, where we will discuss asset quality, because not all assets are created equal, and many Americans tend to put their money into assets that can certainly be argued are not the best kind. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.